Hi everyone, I'm Clara. Today I'm going to talk about my Capstone project, which is the relationship between the extreme temperature and violent crime in San Diego County, and specifically about analysis and recommendations for crime prevention and climate change mitigation. So the relationship between the temperature and violence, a time series analysis of associations between daily temperature and crime events in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania report that the rate of crime, especially disorderly conduct and violent crimes, were highest when temperature were most comfortable, which is its mean daily heat index of 22.6 to 28 degrees Celsius. And other research also showed that crimes such as assault, theft, and violent crimes are seasonal, and the number of daily incidents rises with the increase in temperature. And for the mechanism between how the extreme temperature leads to crime, it can be explained by two main series. The first one is the routine activity series, which involves the main three elements, a likely offenders, a suitable target, and the absence of capable guardians. So that means the violence crimes goes up when temperature go up because warmer temperatures will allow more people to go outside more frequently and leading to more social interaction. As a result, more opportunity for social interaction to answer and end in confrontations. And another theory is the temperature aggression hypothesis. Means the higher temperature will make people more irritated and more aggressive and can cause a significant increase in aggressive motivation. And for some other plausible mechanisms, the first one is the local economic condition and the labor markets. That means when climate events cause economic productivity to decline, the value of engaging in conflicts relative to the value of engaging in the normal activities may rise. And a competing hypothesis of state capacity argues that a decline in economic productivity can reduce the strength of government's institutions and weaken their ability to suppress crime and insurgents, or encourage competitors to initiate conflicts during this vulnerable period. And for the hypothesis about grievances of inequity conduct that the increase in actual social and economic inequity can motivate asset redistribution, which may increase the conflicts. And the next one, the climate-induced mitigation and urbanization, explain that if climatic events cause large populations movements or rapid urbanizations, this could lead to conflicts over geographically fixed resources. And the last one is the climate anomalies. It might result in conflicts because they can make cognitions and attribution more difficult or error-prone, or they may conflict aggressions through some physiological mechanism. Yeah, so given those background information, here's come to my research questions. The first one is there any relationship between the extreme temperatures and occurrence of violent crimes? And the next one is what are the sustainable development strategies that can help reduce the warming effects of climate change and preventing crime for San Diego County? Here's the relationship analysis part. So the data I collect is from 2010 to 2020, and the data involves the Automatical Regional Justice Information System, the ARGIS monthly total violent crime data is at the local agency level, and the ACS yearly total population data is at the zip code level, and the graded surface meteorological data, grid map, daily extreme maximum and minimum temperature is also at zip code level. As you can see, my data is under the different comparison level. So to standardize my comparison level, before the data process, I create a 5x5 kilogram grid based on the San Diego census tract to standardize my measurements. And then I do the data process. The first step I do is calculate the violent crime rate per 1,000 people, because it can help me taking into account the population size of different areas. And then I define the 4 different kind of heat waves which are per month, which are the days that exceed the 95 percentiles and the 99 percentiles for both daily maximum and minimum temperatures. And the detail is shown on the right table. And for the method I used, it involved 2 steps. The first step is to create a space-time cube from the defined locations, which is the SY include the spatial data, and it contains the variables about for the violent crime rates and for different kind of heat waves. And the vertical is the 3 months intervals from 2010 to 2020. And after I finished the create the space-time cube, I apply into the hotspot analysis, which the first one is the emerging hotspot analysis. It's a kind of hotspot analysis that help me detect the pattern of a hotspot change with time. And the next one is a local outlier analysis, which can give me some information about how this being compared to its neighborhood and how the other beings in the study area. And here's my findings. The top right one is the violent crime rate emerging hotspot analysis. So based on, from this map, we can see that the hotspot clustered in the red circle area, and most of them is the diminishing hotspot cluster. Yeah, so which is a good news. It shows that there's a decreasing trend in that area, and the bottom one is the cluster and outlier analysis map, and yeah, it's also the most significant part is also at the similar area as the emerging hotspot analysis, and so the high cluster at the source and coastal area. So that means compared to other surrounding areas, is higher than its neighborhood. Yeah, then I put those 2 analyses into one map, and we can see that, yeah, just the hotspot in that circle area. And yeah, so the most significant part for the crime prevention is the source coastal area, and even though it has a declining trend in that area, they are still higher compared to other regions, so it needs more crime interventions to implement. And here's the maps of my 4 different kind of heat waves over time in 3D. So this map suggests that the urban heat island effect is primarily concentrated along the coastal area, while the night warming effect exists with a tendency to spread inland. Heat waves are more likely to occur in coastal area due to the urban heat island effects, with the incidence decreasing as we move inland. And in recent years, the nighttime warming has increased inland compared to coastal areas. Certain inland areas, particularly in central interior, has experienced concentrated and localized extreme heat events. And this is a plot shows the heat wave, how my heat waves and violent crime rate changed with time. From this plot, we can see that the violent crime rates had like a huge emerge at the beginning, and then it has a decreasing trend, and for the heat waves, it's just how a lot of peaks a long time. So unfortunately, no significant relationship were detected between the 2 variables. And for the violent crime rates, it's how a slightly peaks happen around June each year. And for the heat waves, the peaks always happen around September each year, and with a clear seasonal pattern. Yeah, although a direct relationship between extreme heat events and the violent crime rate is not strongly evident. But valuable insights can still be gained to inform for future mitigation strategies. And this is a plot shows the intersection of the violent crime rate and the heat waves 2 and 4's hotspot. The reason for me to choose heat wave 2 and heat wave 4 because they are the representatives of the most severe warming for the daytime and the nighttime. And yeah, so we can see that this the bottom rectangular shows the intersection of the violent crime rate and the heat wave 2. So this area should be the priority area for targeted intervention aimed at reducing both extreme heat events and violent crime incidents. And This rectangular shows the hotspot area for the heat wave 2. So this area is for the target mitigation strategy that aim at reducing the daytime warming effect. And for the rest of them, they are for the nighttime warming. So in those areas, the more targeted mitigation strategies that should more focus on nighttime warming prevention. And for the detail of my mitigation strategies, so before I introduce my mitigation strategies, I will first introduce a concept. It's called SEPTIDE. Its full name is Crime Prevention Through Environmental Design. So the SEPTIDE is a multidisciplinary approach that involves utilize urban and architectural design, as well as managing and build the nature environment to prevent crime. And it involves 5 key principles: the nature access control, nature surveillance, and territoriality, active board, and maintenance. And its goal is to create environments that not only discourage criminal behavior, but also promote a sense of security, social interaction, and community cohesion. And the third generation SEPTIDE is an involved approach to crime prevention through environmental design that focus on creating secure and environmentally sustainable urban space. And for this generation SEPTIDE, it involves a key series, which is the theory of human needs. And so yeah, sustainability should be is considered in this. It's a really important concept under this series. And so for the sustainability, we can achieve that through implementing the green infrastructures. And City of San Diego is a pioneer in the climate action. In December 2015, the San Diego City Council demonstrated its commitment to combating climate change by adopting the Climate Action Plan. The plan aims to achieve a 15% reduction in greenhouse gas emissions by 2075. Building on the 2015 plan, the 2022 Climate Action Plan was developed, and setting even more ambitious goals of reaching net zero emissions by 2075 to help make San Diego a more sustainable place to live, work, and play. And here are the strategies, here are the actions that I feel like can have a dual effects on both climate change and crime prevention. Specifically, the strategy 3, mobility and land use, is involved actions. The first one is to update street planning and design process with a focus on community inputs from community of concerns to prioritize the pedestrians, bicycle lines, and transit. So for these actions, by involving these cities, these concerned cities in the planning and design process, this strategy ensures that infrastructure involvements are aligned with the specific safety concerns and mobility requirements of these communities. Thus, this approach can encourage active transportation, help create safer streets, and enhance community connectivity, and automatically can help reduce crime risks and promoting sustainable modes of travel. And the next action is to install pedestrian-oriented street lines for increased safety and comfort in community of concern. So adequate lighting in communities can deter criminal activities and increase this sense of safety, making pedestrians feel more secure when walking. And the use of energy-efficient streetlights can help attribute to reduce the greenhouse gas emissions and energy consumptions and align with the climate change mitigation goals. And the next one is the incorporate trees and additional cooling features such as innovative shade designs, water features, and cooling centers at parks with the concentrations in community of concerns. So well-maintained parks with green space and trees with inviting and safe place can promote social cohesion and community involvement. And it can help reduce the crime rate and foster a sense of ownership. And at this same time, this strategy can help address the climate change concerns by helping to mitigate the urban heat island effects and improve air quality, which can provide residents a more comfortable outdoor space. And the next strategy is the resilience infrastructure and in the healthy. So under this section, the measure 5.2 tree canopy is a good can be a good strategy to have the effects on both violent crime rate and the climate change. So I generally divide it to 5 main parts. The first one is the tree planning and in community of concern, 3 tree master plan and a permeable area. And the next one is the urban tree canopy assessment. And the fourth is the preservation and maintenance of trees and collaborations, community and engagement. And so in conclusions, in these studies, the analysis of the violent crime rates shows that hotspots occur primarily in the source coastal area of San Diego County with an overall declining trend over time. And the result of the heat wave analysis shows that urban heat island effects is mainly concentrated in the coastal area, while the nighttime warming effects has shown a tendency to spread inland in recent years. And in 2022 climate action plans, actions in Strategy 3 and Strategy 5 can be used to help lessen the extreme temperatures and enhance the crime prevention. So acknowledgement, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to all of the following individuals and organizations for their invaluable contribute to this project, and also the CSP leading group, and also CSP cohorts. And thank you.
So have you thought about how the factor of homelessness could play into like the interaction between heat waves and crime rate? Because the homeless people would be the most affected by heat waves without their shelter. So have you considered like that kind of interaction?
Oh yeah, that for the homeless peoples, it's actually you cannot like consider the homeless people will lead to the crime. Yeah, maybe yeah. So for the homeless people, it's more like a social economic stuff, because like when the temperature change, the people like need more ACs, but for the homeless people, they cannot afford those housings with ACs. Yeah, and yeah, so yeah.
Yeah, there's one more hand.
Sure. Okay. Tying to that a little bit, I guess this to me feels like an issue of resource availability, maybe tying into crime, and heat obviously could factor into that as well. I guess you kind of touched on it in the beginning. Do you have any insight in how heat will change sort of resource availability in these areas, which could potentially lead to crime?
You mean for the San Diego County?
Yeah, for San Diego, or in general, yeah.
Yeah, so because of climate change, we meet like more extreme temperature, like more extreme like weathers. So this will affect like some like nature sources like water accessibility and and some like just like housing. Yeah. So like people may like so some crime events is not like it's not actually lead by like the people actually want to like crime like like they want to like save something, but maybe because of those like outside like conditions, like people like may cause them to like lead them to like have some like crime behaviors. Yeah.